Okay, I am guilty of not continuing this series. I have not. I don't. Well, I think I left off at part four, so this is technically part five of my Confessions of a Liberty University alumnus video series. I think I did like a couple videos just to test the waters, and they did a height. I don't think they were the runaway viral series I thought I was going for, but honestly it wasn't to go viral. It was just to, hey, you know what, the channel's actually growing, and it'll be nice for people to know more about me aside from just talking about Tyler Perry stuff. But yeah, so we are back at it again, folks, talking about my time as a Liberty University student. I've talked about how I chose the school, the politics of it. Do they force Christianity on people? Relationships, meeting the Falwells. Wait, I don't think I taught politics. Yeah, that's going to be part 6. Let me write that down, part 6. But I just thought I would go off the cuff with an embarrassing story. And this story is actually pretty interesting. Now, this was during my final semester as a residential student. I think it was when I was about to finish up my first master's, and that was it. Like, after that, it was like, okay, I'm going home, and then what's going to happen? And 3 months later, I ended up moving back to Lynchburg in an apartment to work in the call center. So who knew? But in any case, this was during like probably February, March, whenever snow was actually still around in Lynchburg. So I definitely want to say this was around early 2014. And there was a streaker on campus, and I am not showing the video footage due to YouTube nudity and all that other nonsense. Technically, the guy wasn't naked. He was wearing, oh, sorry, motorcycle in the parking lot. He was wearing a ski mask, a black pair of socks, and a pair of Nikes. Yeah. This was during a time when, Liberty University social media, we're talking social media, was big. I mean, now I don't even keep up with it anymore. I think I've unliked everything except for like the LU meme page, because back in the day, it was Liberty University memes and LU crushes. Those were the two social media pages. I do know at the time there was like a second LU memes page that was trying to come up. I mean, I think it was almost on par with the first one in terms of likes, but back in the day it was just LU crushes and LU memes. Then as time went on, I think after my time as a student, it was like awkward things overheard at Liberty, awkward couples of Liberty and stuff like that. But back in the day, crushes and memes reigned supreme, and I was the quote unquote king of memes back during that time, because I would make the most memes out of every student. I would make the most memes. It's like, I know back in that time frame, there are people who had a couple more memes that got more likes than I did, but I was the only guy that was consistently getting a few hundred likes per meme. Like, whether it be a post convo meme or something I saw at the Rod or whatever. Yeah, I was that guy. I remember at the time, I was in the quad. I was on East Campus. I cannot remember the name of the building I was in. I just know that it was, I think it was called the Bro Quad. Basically, there were like 4 guy dorms on like the same hill right behind Doc's Diner. At least I think they still call it Doc's Diner. And, at the time, I think that semester I think I might have had 1 residential class, but I think that was like a shortened class or something like that. But basically, I know that most of my stuff was online, if memory serves. It's been a while, folks. And, I was in the quad. This was like in the midst of, how Lynchburg is with the weather. I know it was snowing that day, but, me and one other guy were on the in the quad, and he knew I was in my room making memes. He was in like the living space area of the quad. He's like, yo, Jeremy, come check this out. So, I come out the room. I don't know what's going on. He told me like this guy with no clothes on literally just ran out of our dorm to go across the parking lot. So I make it to the window just in time to see this dude walking through the parking lot, like, running in between cars, and he's heading to Doc's Diner. Like, me and my buddy, we're looking like, so we're assuming he's going to run across the sidewalk and go across the hill to the other quads. But no. He disappears for a solid probably 2 minutes, and we're just standing there like, what the heck is going on here? So because we're like, he should have been able to pass by Doc's Diner by now. It wasn't until later on we found out this dude, again, with nothing but a ski mask, a pair of Nikes, and a pair of black socks, ran into Doc's Diner. Allegedly ran all through Doc's Diner, then ran back out and came back to the dorm. To this day, I have no idea who that guy is, but it was like, how did nobody see this? You want to know the crazy part? He must have timed this perfectly, because he literally ran through the parking lot from the diner. I kid you not, there was not a soul out there in the parking lot. I think maybe 2 minutes after the guy eventually got back into our dorm, that's when class was released, and there were people scurrying all through the parking lot. Me and my friend were like, where were these people at 2 minutes ago to just at least be, we wanted to see like one person throw their books up and they like, like they couldn't believe what they were seeing. But yeah, so this guy literally streaked from our dorm. Well, he was on a different floor, I believe, because I'm pretty sure me and my friend, we would have heard something, but he literally ran outside of the dorm. And this was a big parking lot, folks. This wasn't like, you know, like a county or general store, or like this wasn't a Dollar General parking lot. This was a huge parking lot, and he runs through all the way inside of a diner and out again. So you want to know the crazy part about all this, because my friend's like, yo man, let's look out the door, see what's up. So it's obviously cold, because I think while the guy was running, it was a light snow. It was like a flurry. It wasn't like the ground was covered in snow and whatnot, because obviously if it was, he would have had a hard time running around. So this dude runs up the stairs, I'm guessing because we heard something like, yo, what's up? So my friend, he was like, yo man, let's check it out. So again, it's cold outside. My friend, he's putting a sweater on, and he hears a knock at the door. No, he doesn't hear a knock. It's like he's about to, yeah, it's a knock at the door. And we're like, oh yeah, somebody must have forgot their room key. So he opens the door while getting dressed with the sweater, and it's a cop. And we're both like, oh God. And the streaker was a black guy. He had like dreads or something like that. That's all I can remember. All that, I feel like Justin Bieber. Hey, guess what? I don't recall, but yeah, I do remember that fact. And the thing was, you know, the cop, we explained like, hey officer, like we just wanted to let you know we don't know who that guy was, because he's like, wait, did you two know anything about a streaker? And like, nope. It's like, we saw the guy, but that's it. Like we just saw somebody run across the parking lot, but we don't know who he was or anything like that. It was like, okay, we're just making sure, because I heard he was coming through this dorm. It's like this building. It's like, yeah, that we ain't shoot. No, we don't know who that was. Basically, you know, because we lived in the dorm, and he brought up the fact that it was a streaker, and it's like, you know, so it wasn't. Yeah, we had no idea who it was, but yeah, that was a pretty crazy time at Liberty University. Indeed, that was one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my life. To this day, I have no idea who the guy was, but for all I know, he's probably still running around campus streaking. I don't know. I was just, I mean, I don't know if this was the result of, I'm guessing it was the result of a bet. I mean, I have no earthly idea why anyone would do that. I mean, nowadays, you know, it'd be like to go viral or something like that. But even then, it's like a black dude in a ski mask with no clothes on. That there are a lot of things wrong with that sentence right there. And that's exactly what happened. So I don't know if they ever caught the guy. My guess is he never was caught, due to the fact that I'm pretty sure there would have been something in the paper about it. But yeah, so streaking, definitely something you wouldn't want to put on your college bucket list. That's all I'm saying, folks. But I will say one thing. If there was one thing I wish during that scenario, I wish me and my friend were like, you know, sitting in the booth at Doc's Diner just eating, you know, hopefully this dude doesn't run to our end, but to just be in the diner, to see the terrified looks of horror as a guy streaks in there, it would have been something to just, I can't even imagine what went on in the diner. Like, you know, did somebody in the diner call the cops? Oh man. Okay, guys, I'm done. So that was one of the, well, actually, I think that's more of a crazy story than embarrassing story. I actually got a few of those too. But yeah, if you were a person who was, you know, part of Liberty University during the 2014 school year, did you ever hear about the LU streaker? Because if you didn't, you just did.